Oh my god, I almost fell off the chair. Oh, it's been a long day, you guys. A very long day. Um, okay, so where did we leave off? Oh, I went to the gym. It was awesome. First day back in a few days. Um, I trained my shoulders. I went pretty darn heavy. It was awesome. So now I feel like pumped up, ready to go. Did some triceps too. I have a horrible bug bite on my chest. It's disgusting. Um, Other than that, it was pretty cool. It was nice seeing everybody at the gym. I haven't seen everybody, and they wanted to know how Vegas went. They all congratulated me. Feels really good to get all that positive feedback and positive vibes and just congratulating me. And even though I took second to last, that's pretty cool that people still congratulate you, and that's the point. You still want to celebrate your success and your journey, regardless of the placing that you got, anything that you do. Like I said, it's not about the trophy to validate all that hard work. It's not. It's what you've learned as an individual and the character that you've built over those months, the struggles and the hardships that you overcome. Those are the things that build character, and those are the things that makes you a better competitor each time that you compete, period. So it was quite the experience. It was a tough experience at the same time. I wasn't emotionally stable like I wish I was, if that makes sense. I was going through some stuff, but I did my best to not let it affect me and my show. But it wasn't the greatest experience during Vegas. So what I have to tell you guys is basically during that whole Vegas show, I was with my boyfriend, and we were already on the edge already with our relationship, and I didn't want to talk about relationship. I didn't want to do anything with the relationship during the show because I've done this in the past. I've had a boyfriend of mine before in the past. We were both competitors. Actually broke up with me during a show. It was horrible. This was back in 2013, my very first time competing. This was during graduate school. From the time prejudging happened and him and I were both competing in this show, he was all acting weird and he broke up with me. And then from prejudging to night show, I was already packing my shit from the house and then having to graduate with my master's the next day. So then the following day, that just moving out and going to start an internship in Iowa after leaving Minnesota. So that was crazy. That was a crazy weekend, and I told myself I'll never do that again because it's a shitty feeling, especially when you're a girl and you move in with a guy and you hoped for the best and all this stuff, but it just doesn't work out. And so basically the same similar situation happened at my show with the current person I was with. And him and I have done a lot together. A lot. We did 2 shows together. He also helped me with my strongman stuff. He's always been there. So it was very weird for him not to be there mentally for me or emotionally during the show because we're such a hardcore team. We're so extreme and we go, drive, and we're just constantly at it in the gym. Everybody thought of us as a power couple. You guys are the shit. You guys are amazing. But really, it just comes down to, I guess, that he's not happy and I'm not happy, so it just wasn't great. It wasn't a good experience. It's very awkward to put yourself out there and tell this kind of story, but it just goes to show that it's not a smooth ride like everyone thinks it is. Most people, when you watch my channel, you just see the end result, you have to understand the amount of work and the hardships and stuff that does happen, because life does happen regardless. If you're prepping for a show, that's why they say there's never a good time to start something. There's always going to be something in the way, something fucked up, something that's going to deter you off your path. So there's never a good time for anything. And basically that wasn't a great time for me, and I can just tell by his whole attitude that it was off. It was just done. But I didn't want to deal with it during the show. Like I said, I wanted to wait till he came back home, figure shit out, and deal with life. But I don't want to deal with life when I'm competing. So basically, it wasn't until 9 o'clock that night when I was all dressed up nice and it was time for me to finally eat a nice meal. I couldn't even enjoy my meal. And he decided to break up with me during that time, and we got in an argument, which is just, it's just so annoying. I'm just burnt out, that's what it is. We have been a roller coaster for the last 8 months, and I knew I was emotionally, like, detaching myself, but, like, I'm such a strong-willed woman, like, I don't want to give up on relationships, whether they're good or bad. I have a hard time letting go. And I think it's because I have a conflict with myself thinking that, oh, I quit. And you know me, I don't quit. Like, you guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't quit in anything I start. Like, I don't give up. I don't give in. It's all in or nothing. And, like, it's never half-assed. It's, like, 100% I'll do my best to be successful in whatever I'm doing. So it's hard for me to let go. And so that was a horrible experience, having, like, you know, I just got off the stage, basically, and, like, haven't even got to enjoy, like, the rest of my night, and try to reflect, like, wow, I went to nationals, I did this 8-month-long prep, I did this diet, like, all these things, like, I was very emotional, and you should be, like, you know, after competing in such an event like that, and, like, the journey it took to get there. And so I was at a very vulnerable state, and it just made it worse, you know, because the person that you love is telling you that they don't want to be with you anymore, and that they're not happy, and basically all the reasons that they fell in love with you in the beginning, you're strong, you're independent, you are outgoing, you do all these things, you're aggressive, but, you know, in a good way, you're so goal-driven. He basically told me that he didn't like any of those things of me anymore, and he wanted someone who was simpler. And that hurt. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like, what the fuck is this? I was trying really hard not to cry at dinner because there's, you know, a lot of people around. But I just decided that, you know, I'm mentally drained. I'm exhausted. And I already was exhausted. During the 8-month prep, that was really hard too. Like, that's emotionally and physically draining. It's not easy at all. And I just realized that, you know, it's time to move on. So it was a very difficult, like, trip. Like, I couldn't, you know, trying to enjoy the rest of the trip. It was very awkward. And, like, you just don't know what to say and what to do anymore. But, and then it's like, all I wanted to do, you guys, was to, like, go on a vacation. Because I've been working so hard this year, like, so fucking hard. I've been studying for my exam to become a registered clinical exercise physiologist. And then and then training for this damn show. Like, I've been doing a lot of shit. I've been all about work and absolutely no play. Because when I set my mind on doing something, I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna finish that shit until it's done. There is no fun. Like, you just... I'm not trying to say, like, feel sorry for me. I'm just saying, like, when I decide to do something, it's all about work. I don't cheat. I don't mess around. Like, because I said, when I start something, it's full force. And it's never half-assed. Like, I give it my very best. And I just been daydreaming, like, having a little mini vacation, like, just go to the ocean, or, like, maybe go to Lake Tahoe for the day, just, like, God, I get to eat some, like, a nice meal, or, like, have some nice alcohol, nice wine, and whatever. And instead, I get to come home, and I have to figure out life again. It's like, God damn it. Shit, it's so fucking annoying. It's like, it's always like, oh, you competed, oh, you did all this, and you studied, and you had no life, but here you go, figure out life now. It's like, damn it. And go through a breakup. So that's just my life. I feel like my life has always been kind of abnormal. That's why I always say I'm not normal, because I'm not. I've been through some shit in my life. And I've had a very bad childhood life, and I've always promised myself that, you know, the rest of my life should be the best of my life. And I think it's helping me cope with this breakup and dealing with the situation I have to deal with now. Like, you know, I've lived here with him for 1.5 years now, and now I have to move out, and it's time for me to just be on my own, like, live independently on my own like I normally am. And that's a great thing. I'm getting excited about it, actually, because, come to think of it, I've been in college for 6 years. I've always had roommates, you know, and then I had that first bodybuilding boyfriend back in 2013. And then, like, I've never really lived on my own. I've always had roommates or lived with my family or something like that. So I'm excited to go on this new endeavor. And, like, I'm testing myself because I'm getting really outside my comfort zone. And that's a good thing. You don't want to stay in a comfort zone. You don't want to be too comfortable. So that's what I'm learning about this in life in general is that you never want to get too comfortable, because if you are, and if you just continue to stay in your comfort zone, you're never going to grow as a person. And it's not a bad thing to be single. It's not a bad thing to live on your own and be an independent woman. It's a great thing. And people they get scared, like they don't want to be alone. Oh, I can't do it by myself. Because you guys like maybe codepend on each other. It's like, no, go through that shit. Go through that shit. You'll survive. And you might learn a little bit more about yourself. And that's the best relationship you can have, is first a healthy relationship with yourself, inside out, right? If you're not happy with yourself, how can you be happy with somebody else? And if you don't love yourself, how can you love another individual, period? So that's what I'm going through right now. I also need to, again, the stack of all my studying stuff right here. I gotta get my ass back to studying to books too. So it's like, it's just a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. And I'm not gonna quit because I don't have a choice. Like, all I know how to do is to be a strong person. No matter what life happens, no matter what is thrown in my way, I do my best, and I just try to learn from the lesson that's supposed to teach me, because that's what life is. It's a lesson. And I don't regret any of my time with him or nothing like that. He's not a bad person. It's just sad that basically it just seems like we must have just fell out with each other, and it I don't know. Like, I can't say I don't look forward to like trying to, mend it. I don't want to mend it. I think I really just want to be by myself for the first time and see, like, who is Misha Furnace? Who am I when I'm on my own and I'm not living with somebody else? That's amazing. Like, it's exciting. And it's a little nerve-wracking, but I don't care. Like, that's what it is. Like, a show is nerve-wracking, but I mean, I still get through that shit, I'm just excited. So basically, I have to get back to my books. I need to study again so I can pass my test finally, hopefully, once and for all. I was 19 points off from passing last time, which I took the test in June. I had some interviews today because I do need to get another part-time job. And, because I want to have a steady, obviously, I need to have a steady income if I'm definitely going to live on my own, because I don't have, yes, everybody has friends and family, but I literally don't have anybody to, like, rely on. And I don't want to rely on anybody. And that's a great feeling. And also, it can be a scary feeling when you don't have anybody to rely on or fall back to. Like, you have to go out into the world and survive on your own. So that's going to be a challenge, but I'm also accepting the challenge. But I'm also excited because you never know what's going to happen. It's a new chapter, new opportunities. When one door closes, you have to be positive that another one's going to open. You need to be optimistic, not pessimistic. Don't let your current situation, even though it may not feel comfortable right now, and you feel, oh, I can't go on, it's not going to work out, I'm poor, I don't have this, I don't have that. You focus on all the things that you don't have and all these negative thoughts. That don't let that, like, define your future. Like I said, don't ever let that define your future. Just because you're not successful today does not mean you're not going to be successful tomorrow, next week, next year. It takes time, but, like, you just got to keep a positive mindset. So as of right now, I'm not going to compete. I decided I will not do the powerlifting meet because, it sounded like fun and all, but right now I need to take care of priorities, and one is definitely my test. Getting a second job to help support myself further so I can be the independent woman that I know that I am. And I can live on my own, so I don't have to, like, depend on a man, or I don't have to depend on family members or somebody else. Like, I want to do this shit myself. And I encourage that women to be strong and to accept that. Like, if a relationship is not working out, stop trying to force it. If you're forcing it, it's not going to work. And then you're just wasting your time. You're wasting your feelings. You go through that mental havoc, and it's not worth it. Life is too short to not be happy, you guys. And I'm just very proud that I'm 27 years old, and that this is the first time I would say that this is the most mature ending of a relationship for me I've ever experienced. Because normally it's like, it's a huge fight, it's dramatic, and it's horrible, and, like, crying, and you hate your life, and you become depressed, and, like, all this shit. But yeah, like people don't even know, like a lot of people know us at the gym, and we were like a power couple at the gym. So it's kind of weird when I go to that gym now. I'm still smiling. I'm still myself. I'm so happy. I still talk to everybody. I don't think people notice like, wow, they're not together. But today the big beans were spilt, so now everybody knows like, oh, they're not together. What? So, but that's what happens. It's life. Like when something ends, it just ends, and like you have to learn to move on and accept it. It is what it is. So I'm excited to just get back on track with myself, focus on just myself, like just, my goals, and not have to worry and like try to prep for another show, or I gotta hurry up and compete, because that's all I've done. I'm a student athlete. That's what I know how to do, is to be a student athlete. So for the first time, I'm gonna actually take time for myself. And so in the meantime of this, I don't want to blow up, like I said. I don't want to jump back up to 180 like I was before I cut for this show. I want to keep a healthy, lean physique, and a healthier off-season, in case when I do decide to compete, that it's not going to take me as long to cut down, and it's not going to be as hard. And that's the best thing I can do for myself, because then it's not going to be like freaking 8 months. Man, God, I can't believe I did that. Like 8 months, so long. I just want to keep continuing to better myself mentally, physically, spiritually. I want to be the best version of myself. That's what it is. I want to be the best version of myself. It's a little hard to smile because just reminiscing about the last time I'm going to be here. The breakup's never easy, but you can't settle for less if you're getting less, you understand? It's always hard to let go when you love a person, especially for how much we've done together. We did like bodybuilding shows together. He was always in my corner. We always trained at the gym. We had everything together. We did everything together, like to the T. Even worked together, so it's just hard to let go when you're like a best friend almost. But at the end of the day, if that person's not happy and they're not having a healthy relationship within themselves, you gotta let them go. And that's what's hard. It's hard for me. Everyone has a different way of how they handle their relationships, but for me, anytime I'm like really close to somebody, it's really hard for me to let go, because it just feels like it was so good and I don't want it to end. And then you kind of feel like a sense of abandonment type of feeling. And that probably because of my childhood past. My father was never in my life. So I've always felt abandoned and neglected. So that's why I became such a strong individual now, because I know what it's like to not have anything. I know what it's like to not have anybody. Not to have the great support system or the family members to be there. And when I fell in love with this guy, he had a great family, a wonderful family, and like I didn't know what that was like, to have a family, to have family dinners, and I'm like, what is this? And it was so nice. It was so nice to feel loved and feel like I belonged in a family. But it just goes to show that just because someone may look hot or have nice things, I'm not saying that is exactly what attracted me to him, but it just goes to show that that person may not be good inside in the heart with themselves or with other people, and that's what happened. His true colors has shown. I don't hate him. I just get upset. I'm upset because you invest your time with the person and it's not what you hoped it to be. I still love him. I still care for him, of course, because that's just in my nature. And I just know that I deserve better, so I'm gonna have to, pick myself up and do better and be the independent, strong woman that I am, and not let anyone fucking tell me that I can't do that or I can't be that person, because that's who I am. I've had to fight at such a young age. I've been fighting my whole life to get what I want out of life, because nothing was given to me. And I hope that that's what you guys do. Don't fucking settle for less. Whether you're in a relationship, a career, whatever it's gonna be, don't settle for less, and don't let anyone make you feel that you're not good enough, because you are. Period. You are. And be good enough for yourself. You don't need validation from family members. You don't need validation from other people that love you. You don't need validation from anybody besides yourself. You don't need anyone's opinions. You just need yourself. So be strong. Be that strong, independent woman or guy. If your relationship's shit, get the fuck out and make yourself happy, because life is way too damn short to not be happy. So that's my words for you guys. It's not my best video. I'll admit that. But, you know, I'm just trying to keep it real, because this is how it is. And I'll show you where I'm staying at now. A lot of life changes, but this is what makes me strong, and this is what makes me grow as an individual, and I'll continue to grow, period. And I'm happy. I mean, I'm sad, but I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm finding myself again, basically. I'm gonna be that strong, independent college woman that I've always have been. The student athlete, the hard worker, that's me, and I'm finding it again. So it's interesting, it's a new chapter, and I'm just gonna do my best, because that's all I can do. Work hard and do my best, and I suggest you do the same.
Everything changes.
Really? Like, really? Computer will not work. It crashed on me. Ah, Jesus. I didn't really have anywhere to go, but luckily I have awesome friends and family members, of course, and clients. So it's pretty sweet that I don't have a place to live yet, so I'm kind of camping out, actually. So I'll show you around my little camper. So my boxes are here. My tables and chairs are covered. It's a little messy, but I actually kind of like it. It's pretty cozy. Let's see if I can focus in better. All my groceries that I got. My nice comfortable bed. It's pretty legit. All my school books are here, and I'm gonna start studying again for my registered exercise physiologist exam, because I need to pass that. Let's see if I can focus out a little better. And of course, all in the gym clothes. So I'm gonna get ready for the gym. I'm kind of cute today, dressed up pretty nice today, so I wanted to feel beautiful, feel confident. It's a big life change, a whole new chapter in my life, but it is what it is, and you guys got to keep strong. Like, when things are not going how you hoped for, you just have to keep going. Like, you have to be strong, you have to pick yourself up. You can't just wallow in that circumstance that you're in. You need to pick yourself up and make a better life for yourself for the future. Prepare for the future, you know, and learn to be happy even when things are not going your way. And that's very hard to say, and that's very hard to do. It's hard to be happy when things are not going the way you want it to be. So practice that mindset, practice on having a positive mindset, and you'll get through that shit. So other than that, I will be getting my own studio probably in like 3 or 4 weeks. I'm really excited to get my own place. It's a little out of town, but I'm excited. Like, it's so, like, I can't keep saying like, it's just, I don't even know. Like, I'm sad. I was sad that the relationship ended, but really now I'm starting to see, like, who am I? Who is Misha Furness? You know, who am I when I am independent and strong-willed and driven? Like, I'm excited to see what I can bring for my future, as far as career-wise, as far as taking my test, and, you know, just let nothing stop me. I'm continue to take care of my physique. I am a little bit thicker. My shoulders and everything, arms are definitely thicker, but I still have some striations. And I'm still eating out here and there, but I'm gonna cool it down because I can see my cheeks getting a little thick. I always have big cheeks and a big butt, so I'm just gonna do my best, and that's really all I can do. So I'm gonna study for my test, continue to take care of my body, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Continue to hit it hard in the gym day in and day out, because that's my sanctuary. That's where I grow as an individual, as a character. And I just don't let my current circumstances define my future, period, and I suggest to do the same. So until then, stay tuned for more. I don't know what I'm going to post soon. Maybe some more training videos. I have not decided if I'm going to compete yet, because all this stuff is going on. I might want to do a show in October, but we'll see. Kind of on the edge. We'll have to see. But anyways, get after it. Stay independent. Stay strong. And don't let your current circumstances define you, period.